Hey, friends! Here's a fun one, a live-action sci-fi movie based on a popular anime. This time, we're talking about Space Battleship Yamato from 2010. Our Star Blazers! Yeah, I still remember that theme. When it comes to Yamato, there are several different versions of this story. In some, everyone dies. In others, almost everyone dies. And in still others, only one or two people die. So, what do we have in this one? Well, let's find out. Our story goes like this. It's the future. Earth has been bombed by the evil Gamelons, who drop radiation bombs all over the place. So Earth is irradiated and dying. The people have had to move underground, and time is running out. A desperate battle takes place beyond Mars, with the last big Earth fleet taking on the Gamelon fleet. But the Earth forces get their asses kicked. One of the casualties was the brother of our hero, Derek Wildstar. Yes, I'm using the Star Blazers names here. So Wildstar is mad at the fleet commander, Captain Avatar, thinking he let the others die so he could run away. Not true, of course, as Wildstar later learns. Well, Wildstar is out on the surface when this object lands nearby, an object that somehow saves him from radiation exposure. It's a message in a bottle from Iskandar, providing schematics to a new engine and directions on how to reach their planet. With the radiation cure, they could fix the Earth. So they hollow out the wreck of the famous battleship Yamato and turn it into a fantastic new spaceship, still carrying the name Yamato. That's only appropriate. This thing has a wave motion engine, a powerful new engine, and a new invention based on it, the wave motion gun. A crew called the Star Force is hastily assembled for the flight to Iskandar to get the Cosmo DNA, and among them is Wildstar. They only have about a year to get there and back, fighting Gamelon forces the whole way in an untried ship dependent on a totally brand new alien technology to take them further into space than mankind has ever been before. Can our heroes reach Iskandar? Can they run the Gamelon gamut and return with the Cosmo DNA in time to save the Earth? What of love? Now, as I say, there are many different versions of Space Battleship Yamato. Some are TV series, some are standalone animated movies. The one most of us in America are familiar with is, of course, Star Blazers. They took the cinematic footage and chopped it up and added new footage spliced in to flesh out the episodes. And this TV series was one with an unusual twist. Here, each episode did not reset. Each one was a progression of the mission, so the narrator would intone the Star Force. Had to hurry, there were only 235 days left to save the Earth. Next time it was 233 days, and so on. The bad guys, the Gamelons, were basically Germans, who were blue, but pretty much Germans. And the spacecraft was renamed the Argo as opposed to the Yamato. Maybe sentiments about World War II were a concern. Surprisingly, the original Japanese version of the daily anime was canceled due to low ratings. But when it was retooled a bit and brought to America 2 years later in 1977 to try and cash in on the popularity of Star Wars, the series became a big hit. And no wonder. It was awesome! I remember seeing this alongside Battle of the Planets and Voltron. You just couldn't wait to see if they could reach Iskandar, get the Cosmo DNA, and manage to make it back to Earth in time. This story was followed by 2 others, and they fulfilled the law of diminishing returns, but you watched anyway. In 2012, Star Blazers returned again with a brand new facelift called Space Battleship Yamato 2199, or Star Blazers 2199. This series expands on the original story with spiffy new animation, while still hewing closely to the original story. They showed a lot of respect to it despite adding some things. In that one, we learn much more about the Gamelons, and Queen Starsha almost refuses to fork over the Cosmo DNA on account of the humans turned the wave motion engine into a weapon, the mighty wave motion gun. The wave motion gun was pretty much the theme song to Airwolf. You know, when they started playing that music towards the end of an episode, the Airwolf was about to kick ass and destroy the bad guys. Every time. Kind of the same thing here. When they fire the wave motion gun, the Gamelons are pretty much toast. Part of the fun of Star Blazers is seeing how they contrive reasons to avoid using the wave motion gun so it doesn't get too samey every episode. Well, happily, in Space Battleship Yamato, we get to see the awesome power of the wave motion gun depicted in live action, albeit as CGI, but still. There are definitely changes made for this movie. The love interest, Nova, goes from being a medic to a badass pilot. Still not a girl boss, though. And Dr. Sato, the ship's medical officer, he went from being this guy to an attractive chick, so that's okay by me. We do get to see the robot they had on Star Blazers, albeit briefly. He had a much bigger role in the original series. And the Gamelons. Ugh, not a fan here. They turn them into these sort of alien cyborg thingies. And there's no Queen Starsha or Iskandar proper. Still, on balance, this is probably the best version of Star Blazers in live action that we're ever likely to get. If they ever remounted this, I wouldn't mind seeing some real studio miniatures for the spaceships and the blue German Gamelons, but other than that, this is probably our best look at a live-action Star Blazers. The cast is very good, as are the sets, the costumes, and some of the stunts. You can tell this was a labor of love for a lot of people working on the picture. It's true, the CGI is from 2010, so it's a little, there's a lot of green screen and stuff, but still. I'm giving the 2010 Space Battleship Yamato 3 paws up. Seriously, check out that $21.99 series on Amazon. It's really good. Anyway, you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.